Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome. This is 101.95.6 FM. You are tuned into the late show. Apologies for last week. Misconception, misunderstanding with certain brothers, etc. We'll fill you in later, inshallah, on that. Tonight's subject, inshallah, if all goes well, is racism. Racism in today's society. I'm sure we can all relate to it in some form or another, either at work, sports fields, masjids, colour of skin, prejudice. Racism exists in all societies, age, size, etc., etc., etc. So inshallah, stay tuned and join in with the discussion. We would love to hear your views and your side of racism, if you experienced it growing up in Reading or further afield. Assalamu alaikum, Baba, the stranger. How are you, young man?
Wa alaikum salam. How you doing, Soggy?
Alhamdulillah, not as good as you, but trying to, make ends meet and do as things come.
I think that is pretty much the same as me then.
Same as. How are things with you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine.
How's life?
Good to be back on the show. As you've already said, apologies for last week. We are actually going to discuss the topic today that was scheduled for last week, which is racism today. A lot of things going around in the media lately. It seems that nowadays, when something happens, loads of things happen one after another. I mean, it's pretty much like a domino effect. There's loads of cases.
Accumulates.
Yeah, I mean, they pick up on one thing, then there's another thing, then there's another thing. So, there's been a lot of news in the media as of late regarding racism, and racism of all sorts, whether it's racism of religion, colour, or...
Well, there's only one religion that's being attacked at the moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's...
But do you think these people that are part of this religion, do they help themselves, or do you think it's biased in any form? I mean, we are Muslims ourselves.
Well, being a Muslim, racism isn't tolerated in the Muslim faith.
It's
in
not
any
Islam,
form.
in any form, correct.
No discrimination is tolerated in any form. So, Islam itself is a religion of equality, and it's quite strange that it's the religion of Islam that's being attacked racially, or you might say discriminately. So, these are some of the things that we're going to discuss.
Well, it's getting to a level where if you eat halal meat, there's something wrong with you. I mean, there's a couple of articles in the paper regarding someone eating halal meat and not realizing that they're eating halal meat, and apparently it turned him into some kind of a... What was the heading? Some kind of a terrorist, or he lost the plot. It started acting strange because just realised.
If any intelligent person out there, tries to look into the process of how halal meat is prepared, they would. I mean, if you take away the spiritual side of it, okay, let's take away the prayer side of it and let's look at it scientifically, because people love to discuss things scientifically, because they believe that science is above religion. The way the animal is sacrificed is clean. It's a humane death, or you can say, as humane as a death can be, and all the blood is drenched, which means that there won't be any, you can say illnesses or feces or bacteria or anything like that that's already an animal to be drained out. So, in that sense of slaughtering animals, you can say that, it's the right way. So, people shouldn't... I know not everyone's going to believe in Islamic faith, but, if you look at the scientific aspect of slaughtering the meat, it's pretty good. It's probably the best way of doing it. And a lot of people obviously don't want to give up eating meat. We've got Brother Chechi, who's just arrived. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Long time, baby, long time.
Long time now. What's the subject?
We are on about...
Is it kosher?
It's racism in today's society, but obviously with the meat halal meat issue coming up this week, and an incident that took place last week that highlighted it. We're going to plug on that as well. You know, like Jermy Clarkson mentioned something against black people. Danial, the footballer, had a banana thrown at him. And
But he ate it.
Yeah, I mean, what a way.
I think that might have been a stunt. I think that was set up, personally.
They're live on radio. I don't want to say nothing.
Allegedly.
Off key. No, I mean, what a way to behave. You know, you could have turned round and chucked it back into the crowd, or turned around, stuck two fingers up, or walked off the pitch. He just picked it up, ate it, said thank you very much, and carried on.
Maybe he was just, just being the better person. He was just.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. He had the last laugh. He thank you for the banana. He ate it.
I think this is the same individual that posted a picture of himself sitting on top of a Ferrari and eating a banana, and he said, "Oh, who wants to be a monkey?"
That was Samuel Eto'o.
Yeah,
That was
afterwards an incident.
Yeah, fellow players that were supporting.
Yeah,
him.
I mean, if you look at it in that context, when you're earning about 100 grand a week, and what insult is going to really bother you? You're comfortably living, you're happy, you're doing better than most people. I mean, in a financial sense and security-wise. So, what insult would really bother you? Would anything bother you, Soggy?
Where does this ignorance come from? Where does this racial hate stem from?
Well, I believe it's in man. It's implemented in man. If you look at the origins of racism, the first racist, was, if you believe in it, is Isa astaghfirullah, the devil, Shaitan. So he was the first racist. He was racist towards Adam. So I mean, I believe that this is origin. And this is a disease that's always been in man.
That's a great word to use, disease. I think it's a disease of the heart to hate someone because of the colour of their skin. I mean, I like to highlight, I don't think I'm a racist. I have friends with all colours and creed and religion in them, so I know there's some individual out there, obviously things are different.
I know recently a lot of things have been taken out of context.
As they always do.
Yeah, I mean, being the man that you are, the controversial figure that you are, many things are taken out of context.
Yeah.
You're a misunderstood person.
Yeah, Miss never understands me. But there you go, we live and learn. I mean, people out there listening, you listen to the Late Show, we like your views on racism, if you ever experienced it, or if you are a racist, I would like to hear why stems you to being a racist. That's not even being funny, that's true, If you're a racist, let's hear why, and educate me to the fact that why you hate on colour of skin or religion or whatever hate you have in your heart. The number to call is 0189 660382. If you want to put a text in, it's 07909 567 527. It'd be absolutely great to hear from you. Chechi, give me an experience of racially abused you have went to Alfred Sutton in the early 70s. Okay, I apologise, 80s.
70s, nearly. They were just turn of the 80s.
There was a lot of racism there at Alfred Sutton at the time. Okay, we go to a caller. Hold that thought. Line 3, yes, let's put it straight through. Assalamu alaikum, caller.
Alaikum salam.
Assalamu sister, how are you?
Not bad, thank you.
Good. You're live on One FM. Can you hear what do you have to say on the subject regarding racism?
Well, actually, I was just thinking, and I was actually going to ask you, how would you define racism?
In what form?
Well, in any form, really. Let's talk about equal opportunities and racism.
What, in male or female? Or colour of skin? Or religion? Equal opportunity counts in all forms, sister. What do you have in mind?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
I think it's a bad line.
What, can you not hear me?
Oh, no, yes, I can. So, how would you define racism as inequal opportunities?
Sorry, sister, you obviously didn't hear me. I said, in what form? Religion, colour of skin, or equal opportunities as in male or female?
Why don't we talk about colour of skin, preferably white, and a male?
Be racist towards a white person? Is that
Yes. I mean, what are your thoughts about that?
Being a non-racist and having friends of white skin and black skin and blue skin, I'm appalled that anyone could discriminate in such a way, to be honest with you. That's my personal
Right, so
opinion.
can you please explain to me why you got rid of that hunky-dory white man that was working for your radio station?
Working, sister, this is a voluntary radio station. No one's working here. Julian is en route. It's been held up. I mean, he'll explain to you himself what's going on. No one's got rid of him. Julian's my brother.
What do you mean he's going to explain to me?
He's going to explain. Julian will explain to you what racism's about and what his take on it is. We haven't got rid of him. We're all people in here. We're a voluntary community radio station. No one's paid. No one's discriminated against. Anyone can come and go as they please. Julian.
Right. So where is Giuliano now? Obviously, you haven't been welcoming him into the radio station.
How can you say that without any proof? Julian, as far as I'm aware, Julian's on his way to the studio now. I mean,
Well, I would love to have a wagwan with him.
Oh, okay. If you call back in about half an hour, you can speak to Julian direct.
Well, why is he held up? Is he held? I don't understand.
He isn't held hostage. He's on his way.
He's in a traffic jam, sister. He's coming from another.
Okay, well that's fine. I mean, this is only something that I've heard, and I will be tuning in a little bit later on to have a.
No, stay tuned. Don't disappear. Ring.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I've got a long night ahead of me, so I'm very, very curious to know exactly what traffic jam this white man has been caught up in.
Well, white man to you, sister. Julian, my brother to me. Okay, thanks for your call.
I'm just hoping he's going to be back because I really.
Yeah, you can speak to Julian. That's no problem. I mean, you're calling him the white man. I'm not calling him that. I'm calling him Julian. I would never disrespect anyone by calling him pink, brown, or whatever.
But if you were to describe him, Soggy, how would you describe him?
I would describe Julian, a brother with a beard. Looks like a rewet.
And his races, his background is?
Irish stroke / English.
He's black, is he?
No, it's not. It's white Irish.
He's white. There you go. You still have to say, don't you?
Right,
You have to say the colour.
No, yeah, but I mean, if people are like yourself, ask what
You
colour
can describe it.
Yeah, that's not a racist slur whatsoever.
That's right.
So yeah, tune in. So stay tuned, sister. When Julian gets here, he'll fill you in.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
So Julian's en route, is he?
As far as I'm aware, Julian is en route. Yeah, and
with Jeremy, I suppose.
sorry, but I was touching on earlier.
I mean, I don't know where all this is coming from. From a man who's played football all his life, yourself, Sogi, and from an individual who's been managing Iman FC. Not anymore, but you was
still managers. There's still things in the pipeline that are working on.
How can anyone, sort of assume or say such things about you? Your team is, a mixed race team, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, no. That's like I said to you. I don't look as a football manager. I'm not going to look at the colour of the skin. I'm going to look at the talent of the boy that's playing football. I want the best, and if you're the best and you're colour pink, I'm not going to discriminate against you. That's not. I mean,
can't hold back talent.
No, of course you can't. You've got to be foolish to do so. But
so why don't we get any Asian footballers in the Premiership?
Because they're See, I'm trying to get a group together that's going to be one subject, inshallah, lined up. Once I get hold of the right people.
We've been here long enough now.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get a so-called Premiership, a Muslim brother, Demba Bar's doing a tournament, trying to speak to him. There's a couple
But this still doesn't count. We're talking Asian, we're talking your subcontinent.
Asian,
the closest I've seen is...
Okay, hold the thought. We've got light to a call. Yasser, hook me up, line 1. I'm calling you live on the late show.
Hello, Julian is not in any way English. Goodbye.
Okay.
That was Julian's cousin who's English.
What's the phrase they use? Caucasian? Does that count?
Julian is not English, means he must be Irish.
Irish.
Yeah, the English don't like the Irish. That's another discrimination there. So another agenda, another subject, another show.
I wanna move a little bit away from Julian. We can come back to him later.
Okay, no, like I was saying to you, I'm going to check to you here.
What?
Experience racism growing up.
Oh yeah, we haven't got to that yet.
Living in Junction, going to Alfred Seton, what racism?
You did not get racism at school whatsoever. Did you not beat up a different set of... Was there not a gang of Asians against the so-called blacks against
not
the
in our
so-called
school.
whites?
The Alfred Seton was the most mixed school.
And that's
probably.
what I'm saying to you, but there was none of this racial...
See, I went to school pre what they call a catchment area. So in them days, you used to get the nuttiest Coley Park white boys would attend Alfred Seton. So you can imagine, and then you had the nuttiest Pakistanis from Junction going to Alfred Seton. Then you had the nuttiest black guys coming from Oxford Road side. So you can imagine that was a very diverse school.
That's a recipe. That sounds like. But
if you're talking about racism
Warrior,
from
the Warriors, you know,
from fellow pupils, no. But let's look at teachers now.
We would look at teachers. Hold that thought. Line 2, please, Yat. Salaam caller, you're live on the Late Show. Go ahead.
Hi, it's Vanessa, first time listener.
Hi, Vanessa. How you doing?
Hello, I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, so I thought I'd call in. You're asking about like growing up and being subjected to racism. I'd say I was pretty lucky when I was younger. You know, I'm white and half Caribbean, and in my area, it was mainly a white area. But
what town are we talking?
Pardon?
What town are we talking about?
What time?
Town, sister.
What town? Oh, I'm from Surrey.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, like occasionally I'd get called Packy, and you know, it was more hard for my mum, like having to deal with her children under 5 being called all these words, and it's like, well.
And you were half Caribbean, half white.
Yeah, it's like I'm not even Pakistani. So
okay.
you're gonna like learn where people are from. But yeah, otherwise
that must have been difficult for you growing up, especially your mother.
I think it was difficult for her, but then I think it's kind of made me grow up and love where I'm from, and if someone says something, then I'll, you know, stick up for myself. So I think it's kind of made me more of a confident person.
But why would these people target you? Why? What type of people were they?
Most of the time, like, because I was under 5, it would be an older generation. It would be people.
You were under 5 while you were getting bullied.
Yeah, well, I wasn't getting bullied, but
it is a form of bullying, isn't it?
I guess so. Yeah, but I just remember my mum telling me, "Oh yeah, people would say stuff in the street," and because the area that I lived, when my parents moved in, they were the first black. My dad was the first black person to come to this community, so I think people kind of looked down on him and my mum. Like when my mum got with my dad, they didn't want to know her for a while.
I think it's a culture shock to the people that.
Yeah, it really is.
It's not an everyday thing for these people to see.
But then it makes you think in this day and age now, people should be used to it, used to a multicultural society. And like if I'm on the phone to people, some people will say to me, I can't even tell where you're from. Like I can't tell your ethnicity from your voice.
I'll choose that.
Even that's racism, I think.
Exactly. It's like what? So because I don't talk like this, and I'm like, I don't talk black. Is there a way to talk black? Is there a way to talk Indian? Like, yeah, too much stereotypes still going on today, really.
So you're not a racist yourself?
Not at all. My friend group, you know, we've got Colombian, Islamic, Chinese, just everything.
It's quite hard for you to be racist because you're 50-50, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. So
you can't really.
If someone's rude about the white side, then I get angry about that. If someone's rude about my black side, I get angry about that. So yeah, it's kind of. I'm on the fence.
On the fence, yeah. What do you think of this new group that's risen their ugly head, calling themselves Britain First?
I've not really heard that much about them. Are they kind of like, what's the one, UKIP?
Well,
They're more extreme than
they're
UKIP.
They're more extreme.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment they're going around smashing up the mosques up north and targeting the Muslims there.
Oh gosh, and for what reason do they justify doing it?
Well, I'll put it out there. What justified reasons are there to attack anyone's religion?
Well,
or creed
they
or
say
even
to keep
belief?
British. Or keep Britain British. Sorry, Britain British.
It's ridiculous, because like, you just think back, I don't even know what time, but you know, the 60s, earlier than that, people were coming over from Ireland, and just, I swear there's been immigrants since day, so they should just be used to it. What's wrong with a mosque? Like, you know, people aren't going to churches and burning them down.
No, but it's the betrayal of the Muslims by the Western media that's driving up this hate, isn't it?
Yeah, people need to not read The Sun and the Daily Mail, and they need to kind of educate themselves.
Thank you, hit the nail on the head. Yeah, you need to educate yourself and see,
exactly.
do research for yourself and have build up understanding of what it's about.
Yeah, take religion out of it, really, because I'm not religious.
You're not religious at all?
No, I wouldn't even say I was an atheist, because I'm kind of more spiritual. I just think it's about, if I bring a Christian view into it, you know, love thy neighbour, I just think treat people how you want to be treated. So
correct, yeah. Exactly.
That's it, really.
Okay, great call. Thank you, appreciate it.
Cool, thanks.
No problem.
Good day.
Thank you. Stay tuned.
You're welcome. Bye.
Cheers, bye-bye. Sister from Surrey, great views.
Yeah, excellent caller.
Half black, half white. Racism at the age of 5. I call that absolutely disgraceful. How can you live your life like that? I mean, imagine what the mother would have gone through. But, you know.
Well, it generally happens when kind of, you know, Asians or black people have moved into these type of areas where, you know, majority is white, and they tend to take offence that, you know, you moved in our area.
See, I'll give you an example of me. The reason I said to you was school, because I went to Maiden Early in '98. And
what year was that, sir?
And
83, was it?
83, yeah. And I was getting these looks. Okay, we got a caller again.
Who are you paying? You paying for these calls?
Assalamualaikum, you're live on One Another Late Show.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, is Barbara there?
Which Barbara?
Barbara Alley.
Yep, Barbara Alley is for you. Who's calling?
It's Julian.
Julian.
Yeah.
Julian,
Put me through to Barbara.
Put you through to Barbara.
He can hear you.
He can hear you.
I can hear you if I can get a word in.
Assalamu alaikum, Barbara.
Alaikum salam. What's happening? Are you on your way? Are you still stuck? Are you still stuck in traffic?
Well, what makes you think I'm coming in?
Well, I don't know. I've been hearing positive vibes for Soggy all day. You can't wait to see you.
Why am I going to share a studio with him?
Well,
Barbara, I've got nothing against you, bro. But, you know, Soggy said something which, you know, I took to heart.
What did he say?
Actually,
Well,
I love it.
I'm going to repeat it on air, as, you know, it's very racist. But when our people say it, you know, in a music video or something, that's different. But for him to say that...
Whenever does your people ever say anything in a music video?
Can you define your people?
Exactly.
Who are your people? Someone phoned in and said you're not English.
Exactly who my people are, Soggy.
Yeah.
And you know what you said.
Someone
And you're not going to get away with it any longer. That's why I'm not in the studio. I'm not stuck in traffic.
Who's he with? Sinn Féin? This guy.
Oh, yeah, bring it on. You want to talk about Sinn Féin? We can.
Sorry, the line's going a bit fuzzy.
Tell you what, Soggy, now you like your annual sporting events. Why don't we settle this in the ring?
What, you want to marry me now, do you? Just as long as it's got
diamond
on it.
In your dreams. Now, how about we go 15 rounds?
Okay, if you can take 15.
Soggy, stop drinking now. You don't do rounds.
The last round I bought was many moons ago.
Are you man enough, Soggy? Are we gonna settle this like men?
Yeah,
Julian, I think we got to settle down here, because I think a lot of things have been taken out of context, and I don't think Soggy said what he said, and I think your Irish temper is just taking over.
You said Irish.
Sorry, I wasn't supposed to say Irish.
Alright, that's it. I'm coming down to the studio, and we're gonna settle this like men.
Okay.
Can you bring Jeremy with you as well, please? In one of his flash cars.
Yeah, Soggy, and you can stick your apology up your.
That's Julian trying to warm the studio up with his lyrics.
He was threatening you there, Sogs.
Oh gosh, no threatening.
I think you had a few.
Okay, coming back to
is the Irish pub still running in Reading?
there's a few.
The Irish club still.
The Irish club is, but it's an Irish pub.
There's a few, yeah. There's a few.
There's a few.
There's a few, and,
they do love their drink, though.
Hence keeping them in business. Yeah, coming back to my experience, very nerdy. I was looked upon.
I think we've heard this story about 1,000 times, Soggy.
No, but it's
No, but the people haven't. We've heard it. Let the masses hear it now.
but it comes down to
This touching story.
The racism comes down to education. I don't blame them, because they're my best of friends. Even now, they're like very good friends of mine. But at the time, they were looking at me like, and it wasn't their fault. I was like an alien. They'd never seen a Pakistani person before, and being like, there's 3 in the whole school of 1,500 pupils. There's only 3.
But how did that affect you? Because from I know the story really well. I mean, you got confused about who you were, and you wanted to be English.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
He was Ian Botham. He was a Pakistani version of Ian Botham them days.
No,
if I remember right.
He didn't look like Ian Botham with there.
He did. He was his favourite cricket player.
He used to have the curly locks on the back like Ian Botham.
He turned his back on Pakistan. I remember.
Before we go that far,
He remembers it. Look.
Before. No, but you had to get. I couldn't.
But
I couldn't get 300 people thinking my way. So yeah.
How did you actually feel when you thinking they actually think I'm odd? I'm weird.
Okay, we got a call on line 22.
Hope it's not more abuse.
More paid callers.
Go ahead, caller. You're on Umma FM 95.6, The Late Show. We're talking about racism.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Go ahead.
I just heard my white friend on the call, and I think that you treated him very badly. I personally think whoever has offended him should buy him a box of roses.
No, sister, I've got fresh roses sitting here for him to sprinkle on his tomb when he gets here.
Well, I don't think he's coming in. You've obviously told him
he's on his way in, sister. Don't worry, he's on his way in.
He's on his way. Just let the alcohol, phase out, and he'll calm down, and he'll come.
Yep.
Mark. And I think that all of my family that is tuned in right now downstairs in the front room with their curry on the TV table, and I think that you're just.
Go on.
I don't know. Cut off.
Spit it out.
Cut off.
Yep.
Oh, shame.
That's a shame.
I thought we were going to get some madras there.
Do you remember she put the curry on the table and forgot it was going to get cold?
It's a bit late for curry now, isn't it?
But I don't know. There you go.
Yeah, let's go back to what you actually felt.
I'll be honest with you, the first week I got into, every single day of the first week I was in a fight and a detention. Detention meaning half an hour after school, meaning I missed my bus, meaning I would have to walk. Meaning I would have to walk to the 17th, meaning I had to walk to the 17th bus stop and take it from there. So it did affect me for the first week when I would come home and tell me, Mum, I don't want to go back. So every day I would literally just hate getting out of bed for school. But 6 months later is the best experience.
And who were the other two poor souls that went to school with you?
Only 2. There's a few.
Well, you said there were about 3 of you.
3 in the whole school?
Yeah.
Oh, before I...
was that Asians or was it...
Mata Habib was 1. And...
but they seem to have turned him, didn't they?
Matapi was one, and the other one was a tennis player, Sid. He was Berkshire, England's #1 table tennis player.
Dark skinned guy.
No, light skinned, maybe half caste. Sid, I forget.
Oh, right, yeah, I remember him.
He's working for the Guardian of Sky Sports now. So
They turned him as well then.
So these were the caliber.
They couldn't turn Soggy, could they?
These were the caliber.
Soggy is a bit affected by it. You can see.
No, I put all my life education down to Main Early. What I've learned and what I moved was there because Reading College just taught me something else.
Brotherhood.
That just taught me
Unity.
That taught you unity.
That taught me something completely. Yeah. Well.
How to read a newspaper.
How to
play cards
backwards. Play and
not go to lessons.
And lessons what they? I thought
this guy never enrolled.
Oh, you just had a canteen.
There you go.
This guy was a principal.
Yeah. So we're sharing racism experiences through our adulthood, growing up in Reading and how it's affected us. We'd like to hear from you. Not the same sister that keeps calling, all due respect. Studio number 0189 660 If you want to text in, it's 07909 567 527. The subject's about racism. So if you want to...
Just quickly, I just want to give a shout out to community projects, which is in association with PCC. Basically, there will be quite an interesting lecture this Sunday at 6 p.m. at PCC. Everybody's welcome. The subject will be about the world of the unseen. So, very interesting topic. A lot of people obviously have opinions about this, whether you're Muslim or not Muslim, or whether you believe in God or don't believe in God. The unseen, whether that be jinns, demons, angels, hell, heaven, all the things that are mentioned in all the holy books. So it'll be quite interesting. So everyone's welcome to come. And it's at 6 p.m. at the PCC this Sunday. And our loyal friend, who we treat as a brother equally, without any discrimination, Julian has arrived.
Where is he? Let's do this. It's a bit out of me.
All right.
Come on.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Right, get him warmed up.
We don't want anyone calling. We don't want anyone calling the. We don't want anyone.
All right,
calling
we don't want anyone ended up in the A&E. And
no, it's not anyone.
Oh, sorry, Julian.
Julian, how are you?
Julian, want to come on the mic? Come.
Yeah, well.
Let's hear your view.
Come on, I think we should just have a little.
Ouch! Ouch! Ouch!
Come here. Give me the mic. Get off the mic. I'm back, guys.
You had a concerned. Ouch, that hurt. You had a concerned caller in earlier. She had curry on the table and legged it.
What's the topic tonight?
Subject of racism. We're going through each individual case of experiencing racism. Have you ever experienced it?
If you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said no, never.
Really?
Yeah,
is that fact? Apart from me insulting you, we never experienced racism?
Not in any overt way. I think everyone
really?
Everyone is discriminated against at times. Well, I'm sure. If I rack my brains, I'm sure I have been.
No, you don't have to rack your brain. If it's an incident would stand out in your life, because I don't know. I think it's one of them things you would remember.
Yeah, I went to a very mixed university. I was often the only white person amongst other groups of friends, and I would have been singled out.
What about school?
In school, not really. I would have been.
Probably was an all-white school.
Majority.
Yeah,
majority.
so, yeah.
Oh,
but there would have been situations if you are seen as an outsider, or perhaps you're seen by another group of people as not belonging. Then they might pick on you because of your race. I think everyone can be a victim of racism, but in the majority white country, it will be the ethnic minorities that suffer it in the most obvious way, and in less obvious ways as well. I think white people don't understand sometimes what it means to grow up as a minority in this country. So no, I haven't really been a victim of it personally in any serious way, but yeah, I've had a few scraps here and there. Why are you here? I've had black friends who have been picked on by other black friends for being friends with me.
With white
you know,
people,
why
yeah.
you hang around with white people, and vice versa. I mean, I've grown up with a lot of Asian friends, always have, and you'll be victim of racism on both sides because of that.
What do you think drives people to racism? Why would someone be racist?
Well,
I mean, openly, ugly side of racism, not just jokingly racism, the real ugly side of racism, where it just drives you to hate someone for being black, or being Asian, or being of a certain religion.
there are some people who actually believe in the superiority of certain races, through whatever doctrine they believe in. They think that their race has evolved to be superior to another race. Hitler was of the belief that the Aryan race were superior to other more primitive races, and therefore they had the right to dominate other races. Other people haven't looked into it that much, and just the poorer you are, the less educated you are, the more likely you are to be hateful towards another group of people. The more nationalistic you will be.
My personal opinion is a disease of the heart, and obviously down to education. And our little spat, can you clear it up, because there's a few people dubbing it on Facebook and whatever not.
For the record, Soggy has never been racist to me since our fight just now. No, we're good friends, and we thought we'd highlight
the show and bring it to
bit of drama.
Yeah, that's the word, drama.
Sports entertainment. Can't call it wrestling anymore. But yeah, no, we're best of friends, and as I know full well, Soggy, that you respect every colour, creed, race, nationality.
Thank you.
And as do I. And
Thank you.
as does our next caller, hopefully. Let's find out. Hello, caller. You're live on FM.
Hello, this is Vladimir.
Vladimir, что ты делаешь? How you doing? What are you doing?
I have a question for Julian.
Go ahead, you're through to Julian.
Why are you upsetting at Shogi? What did he do to you?
Well, Vladimir, I'm not upset at Soggy anymore. We had a little disagreement, a little scuffle, and now it's all finished. He put me on the floor, so I respect him. Have you ever been a victim of racism, Vladimir?
Well, in Russia we have lots of races.
Lots of
But
races in Russia.
we don't have any blacks, so we're okay.
Right, Vladimir, that's a little bit racist itself, actually.
No, I'm saying we're not racist because we have no blacks.
And is that a good thing?
You're missing out on a good culture. You know, I mean, black people can educate you in a way of life that you don't know. So I mean, I'm like diversity in a community, because we can live and learn of each other. But being all Russians, I don't know.
They don't need black. They got Ukrainians.
Okay.
Well, what I want to say is that to avoid racism, if you have only one race, then you have no racism.
No, but then there's other form of prejudice and hate, isn't there? Is there not? Is Russia one love, one unity?
Our
It's not, is it?
Russian unity.
Is there any love and respect and one unity in Russia?
According to the government, yes.
According to the people that live there, the everyday people.
Depends where you go.
Well, there you go. Turn left. You wish you hadn't.
Well, we all turn left.
Nice of hearing, bro. Thanks for the call.
Thank you for your call.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
That's from Russia with love.
What about Black Russians? Was that a drink?
I don't know. I know they've got the Black Sea.
You seem to know a lot of drink there, but Black Russian, that's a... I don't know, I've seen something like that. Is that Black Russian? Anyone here is a...
An expert? No, we got no experts. Well, I thought...
No idea.
Teetotaler.
Black Russian?
No, I've never had a Black Russian.
Okay.
Whatever that is. But
What about this dude that owns this, owned this basketball team in LA? Obviously the second biggest basketball team in LA, after the Lakers. What that was about? What's his name? Donald Sterling, wasn't it? The owners of LA basketball team, not the Lakers. The Clippers.
Okay. What did he say?
You don't know what he said?
Remind
He was
me.
caught. I don't even know what he said, but he was caught. No, he was caught on a telephone talking to his wife, saying things like, "Oh, his mistress. Okie dokie." It gets better. To his mistress. These people, rich people. These.
The wife knows, by the way.
After the mistress told, the wife knew.
Anyway.
Oh, okay. Yes.
It was kosher.
We're talking about billionaires here.
She gets paid.
The wife knew about the mistress, and he's got caught to the mistress telling her, why are you bigging up these celebrities and having your photos taken with them in public? They are black and beneath you, etc., etc., etc. So
Wow, is that their level? Yeah.
yeah, that's the gist of it, basically. Don't be seen with black people because you're above them.
Well, half your team's black, probably. Yeah.
95% is black.
Wow.
So the owner of the basketball, was it NBA, had to come
He's
out.
been banned or something, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's up for sale. The club's up for sale.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's like not good for the sport, as to speak, and has to give up ownership of the Clippers. Go ahead, BA, have your say.
I think the NBA have taken it really seriously, where they've banned this guy now.
Well, they got to, bro.
Why
About
doesn't
75%.
Why
Go for
doesn't
it.
FIFA do such or take such actions when people are openly racist and you even see evidence of it on camera and everything? Why don't FIFA take the same stance?
Give example.
John Terry.
Banned for 5 or 10 games. Fine.
Well, what is that?
Fine,
No,
200,000.
but what is that? I mean, 5-10 games. That's like a little holiday for him. He could come back and make 170 grand a week.
Yeah, but
It's not a
no,
punishment.
but no, it's a punishment in the long term because he loses all the glamour of sponsorship.
Suarez. Was he racist?
Every time these people say something like that, they say, "Oh, well, it wasn't quite that," or I didn't mean it, or you've misheard me, and we get the lip readers out to try and say, was it or was it not? I've got the clip of Jermy Clarkson saying what he said.
What did he say?
Well, we will have a listen to it in a minute if Yasser gets up the recording
Eeny meeny,
eventually.
or something like that. Some rhyme.
But that's still to come. But yeah, he was saying eeny meeny miny mo, and then mentioned the N-word. But if you listen to his explanation of it, it's not quite what the press made it out to be. But we might have a listen to that in a minute. But what's the real? I think we're missing the point. The real racism.
Yeah, but just look at the trend now. There's Britain First, you heard of them?
Mhm.
UKIP, they're blaming immigration, and even I think they had an Indian candidate, Indian background, he's left them, accusing them of racism and using immigration as a way to promote whatever they're trying to promote. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, where's it coming from? Is it because of lack of jobs? To me, I think, historically, if you look in the 70s, oil embargo, that's when racism came out again. Because in the 60s, I've spoken to a lot of people who came in the 60s, uncles. They didn't feel racism.
60s was a decade of love and
Look at the
peace and
50s
harmony.
when the Caribbean people came over. There's no racism. They don't really feel it.
These,
They were
They
made welcome,
need
weren't
them,
they?
made
They needed
welcome.
them, yeah, they built the
Yeah.
country.
well, I'm sure these people may have felt some.
Yeah, or we're not
racism
saying
when
there
they
was
got
no
here, but
racism.
That it was political policy to bring them here
Mm.
because we needed them we needed them. That's a terrible way to put it. You know, the country needed a workforce, and the people from the Commonwealth countries arrived.
Well, welcome.
And worked for very low wages and made their life here. And if Britain goes around conquering the world, can it expect anything other than people to come to them and want to work and live in that country? If you're part of the Commonwealth, you could be a British citizen. You can't rule the world and then not like it when the world comes to live with you. So I think that the racism that we've got now is stemming from this some kind of paranoia about there's not enough jobs and I haven't got enough to eat, and it's probably on a foreigner's plate, my food. But it's a myth. That's not why we're poor. We're spending millions on wars and bombing other countries, and politicians are spending our money on God knows what, on notes for their house and lying about their expenses. So this myth that it's a Johnny Foreigner coming over here and take our money, that people like the UKIP and Britain First, or the EDL or BNP or whatever it'll be called next week, one crops up, you know, every few days. They feed off this ignorance and this prejudice. But what can we do about it? How can we build a country that is integrated, that is...
Well, I think countries integrated already. To me, I personally don't think there's a problem with integration. To me, if the government policy and people like, you know, Britain First, their term of integration is, for example, if you look at the attack, it generally has been on the Muslim community, not even, you know, Pakistanis or Indians or blacks. It is the Muslim community, where the Muslim community is black. It's a religious attack, and generally, I think, you know, the society is integrated. And recently, there's been a report out from, you know, the black minority ethnic group. Their policy has shown that actually white people are isolated. They're more isolated than all the other kind of groups. And this is the report, and they actually agree with that, because it seems the white majority doesn't like mixing with the Asians or the blacks, whichever the communities they live in, and they're more isolated from the rest of the people that actually are moving here. So. And it's not just because colour is easy to blame colour, isn't it? Because you see them if you go to Bethnal Green or, you know, East London, or you go to Birmingham, then you say, oh no, or you got North Bradford where the attacks have been on the mosques. So I don't know, what integration are we looking for? What do they want? What type of integration?
Well,
is it all to end up like EastEnders going into the pub where, you know, for Muslims they don't drink? You're not saying generally Muslims shouldn't be drinking. You might get the odd that drink, but they probably won't say I'm a Muslim. But generally, you know, so what type of integration is you know, these people proposing?
Well, who's proposing integration?
That's what it seems. The government, that's the policies they always keep throwing at us, don't they? That the Muslims or some people aren't integrating, they're not learning the language. And even recently, the guy from the Tories, who's become the culture secretary, I believe, Sajid Javid, who himself blatantly says, I'm not Muslim. He's made it blatant, so he's obviously, and he says, if you want to come to this country, you got to learn to speak English. And what did Nigel Farage say the other day, that he finds it embarrassing to find when he hears foreign languages spoken on a bus, or he's in London, wherever. Isn't that a good thing when people are speaking many languages, or is that a bad thing?
It's a good thing, but is it a good thing to speak the language of the country you're in? I know the Brits that live in the Costa del Sol probably don't speak a word of Spanish, and they buy their English newspaper and sit on the beach, and the only time they speak
good example,
Spanish is ordering a beer in a restaurant.
Yeah.
But is that a good thing? I think that's a bad thing, and I think you should try to learn the language of the country that you live in. And most immigrants that I know do speak English better than I speak Russian or Kosovan or Urdu or any language. But integration, I think the people that talk about, these people aren't integrating, secretly don't want them to integrate. They want them to go back to their own country, and their excuse is, oh, that you don't integrate, and it will never be enough. You don't have to become English to live in Britain, or even to be British.
No, yeah.
You can bring your own culture here, and you can have your children here, and they'll have an identity that is both British and from where their ancestral heritage comes from, and that should be celebrated. But equally, so should the white British people who've lived here for generations. They should feel comfortable to express their own culture, and then you'll hear people say this, and I don't know where the myth has come from. I wish I could stamp it out, and I hear it in the classroom. I hear kids repeating things that their parents have said. Oh, we're not allowed to be English. Oh, we can't do this and that. We're not allowed to be English. The political correctness and the paranoia that some of the so-called liberal people have about not wanting to seem racist, when probably they are the most racist people, but on the surface of it want to seem not racist. They have bred this kind of, I don't want to say black type of thing. I mean, I remember a few years ago, I was teaching in a school, and I still had a beard. It was shorter back then, but I had a beard, and when you're new in the school, kids will try it on, and some black kid, year 8, year 9, said to me, he goes, "Oh, you look like Jesus." And I said, "Oh, okay, well how do we know what Jesus looked like?" And he goes, "Jesus was black." So I said, well, in that case, he looked more like you than me. And a few other kids go, "Oh, that's racist." Now, should I have said that or shouldn't I have said that? Maybe not. But it's not a racist comment. You said something about me, I said something about you. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be black. But kids were going, oh, sir said something racist. Now, if that gets home, sir said something racist becomes sir hit a black kid, becomes sir is a KKK member. You know how these things can get out of hand.
Explode, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? But other kids who actually had a brain, had their head screwed on, said, "No, well, what? There's nothing wrong with being black. He didn't say anything bad." And the kid was trying to take the mick about the way I looked, and he said, "Oh, Jesus was black." I said, "Oh, he looked more like you than me then." That's not a racist comment. But because you're mentioning race, paranoid, politically correct white people get paranoid about, "Oh, you said black," and that is the closet racist, the person who doesn't want to appear racist because secretly they are.
There you go. Can I come to a few texts we're getting through? Racism. A person who is narrow-minded suffers from a lack of education and downright ignorant. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer, but it's not just the poorer community that is racist. The rich play a huge part in racism too. And forget racial abuse against other races. Nowadays, Asians against Asians, Pakistanis hating Indians and hating Bengalis. Oh, the Pakistanis do a lot of hating. Where does it stop? And you can say, "Oh, my friend is white or black." Please, does that not mean you're not a racist?
I'm not racist.
Where does it stop? And you can say, and where does that mean that people are just blind to the blessing of education around them? Make what you may of that one.
Yeah. Well, I had a text from TR to say, there is a drink called a Black Russian.
Thank you.
There you go.
Racist.
Is that racist?
That is racist. Does that make me a racist?
Well, that's a great name for a drink, isn't it? Because you would remember it when you saw it. Because there's not many Black Russians, is there?
No, there's not. According to Vladimir, there's none. And he sounded happy about that.
And he stayed left.
He sure did. So, yeah, racism. It has many forms.
I'm shocked you haven't experienced.
No, yeah, I've had racism, Soggy, but I don't want to bang on about.
Not blatantly. You have. I've never experienced it blatantly.
Yeah.
I mean,
we were in a place once upon a time in Bracknell where we got chased out.
That wasn't racism.
What was it?
They were just jealous of some moves I did.
And they weren't crying either.
You see,
Okay.
Soggy,
But we didn't. Did you hear the word? Did they say a word then?
Yes.
What, to you? Because you couldn't help it.
It was
You
get
forced
them.
him. You forced him to say the racist
it's,
word.
No, it's get them. It's, you know, 5 of us in Bracknell for crying out loud. It's get them P word.
oh wait, TR has updated me, just to be equal.
There is a white Russian
for
as well.
parity, there is a white Russian.
Really?
So yeah, and
Okay.
other drinks are available.
Pink.
And hopefully there'll be an Asian Russian and a mixed race Russian. Oh, you can't say that anymore. Whoops. Yeah, political correctness gone mad. You can't say anything nowadays. But Soggy, I might have had the odd occasion where people have, been negative towards me due to my race. But I don't want to bang on about it because
You move on.
racist people will hold it up as some kind of, oh look, white man gets someone rude to him in the line for the supermarket. That proves that all black people are racist and all Asians are or whatever. I mean, if you get this phrase nowadays, reverse racism. There is reverse racism, i.e. when victims or when white people are victim of racism from other races. That's not reverse racism. That's just racism. You don't need a different name for it.
Yeah.
You don't need a different term. Racism is racism is racism. Whether the perpetrators are black, white, Asian, Chinese, other, or any other of those boxes on the list, and whether the victim or the perpetrator is black or white, racism is wrong.
Racism
it's
is racism in
disgusting,
any form, yeah.
And we must do our best to, what's the word? Stamp it out, kick it out of football and everywhere else.
You throw me. I've just went into deep thought. Like
Sorry.
No, I always throw about the P word to me mates and whatever and as a banter.
Well, as I said,
That's an internal
as I said
thing,
over the
isn't it?
phone, in my anger, with the red mist, and in an ironic way, for a community, as you say, internally to use a word amongst each other to refer to themselves is different to.
It's
a
banter
word
to
used
us.
as a term of
It's banter. It's just banter as the blacks use the N word with each other. It's their way of banter, and we banter
and internally, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. I guess there's nothing wrong with.
Well, it's just taken as a joke, isn't it? But I
But
hope so. I mean, I haven't offended anybody by calling it a P word.
when I've
You only tell the truth when you say it to them internally.
this is the thing, though.
I'm a Pakistani.
When I've heard that word used in the classroom, Asian amongst Asian, or Pakistani kid towards Pakistani kid, I've had to pull them up on it and say, listen, boys, it's usually boys, I understand the context in which you're using that word, but if I'm seen to let it go in the classroom, it'll be an excuse for someone to abuse you with it.
Yeah,
and
correct.
you wouldn't want that. So save it for the playground,
Yeah.
save it for at home.
Yeah.
It's because then white racist kids will say, "Oh, I've heard them say it,"
yeah.
and they call us. I've heard it all.
Yeah, we've heard that. We
call
hear it
us
all the
a
time,
Brit.
yeah.
Why can't we call them
Yeah.
the P word? It's not. That is not the same. When I say racism is racism, and it's the same regardless of who is to blame, I'm talking about genuine racism that is meant, not Asians calling each other P word. Therefore, the white guy should be able to say it. Why would any white guy want to use the P word other than to abuse someone with it? You know what I mean?
It'd be good to hear from a die-hard racist, to be honest with you. If anyone out there is listening and you're a racist, won't hold it against you. I mean, it's obviously your school of thought, but it'd be good to know why you're a racist. To colour.
I think there's a well-known one in Whitley. Still lives there. I don't suppose he's listening, but
What race?
I've asked. He's white. He's well
Oh,
known.
he's white guy.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we'll get him on one day. No, but I just want to know why you hate upon colour. You know, why? What makes you hate colour? I can understand if you hate the smell of a certain person, the way they eat or the way they behave, but does that give you the right to hate someone for it? Someone might not like the way you are, the way you dress, the way you look. But
I've had an anonymous text here. Michael Jackson once said it doesn't matter if you're black or white, but as a white man, was he a racist?
No, because he's a black man.
Well, exactly.
He's 50-50 again, I go.
Well, this is the thing. I think your race isn't. I mean, race is not about colour. I don't think. You could be two people of the same colour could be racist towards each other, and the worst of racism seems to happen amongst the people who are of the closest culture and the closest skin colour. Under the Nazis, 6 million white Jewish Europeans were murdered by white European Christians, and in the 90s, 1 million black Rwandan Tutsis were killed by black Rwandan Hutus. It's still racism, just because they're of the same colour. It doesn't make it any less serious, or I mean that those two examples are just about the worst examples I could think of racism, and they were black on black and white on white.
All the Aborigines on Tasmania were wiped out many years ago. That's like wiping out, going to Isle of Wight and wiping all the people that live there. That's even a small island, isn't it, Isle of Wight, compared to what Tasmania is. But the issue, I think, even Soggy, is why is it happening now? Again, why is racism coming out? Where's this come out? Have there been closet racists?
Where's this hatred arisen from, all of a sudden?
Apart from the issue we mentioned, immigration and maybe job losses, whatever, and the kind of white majorities thinking we got to blame somebody. It's got to be the people that's coming from abroad. I mean, even if you look at the numbers, if you really looked at the numbers that are coming from Europe, number of Poles coming to this country, and now because the EU is expanding, you got Romanians now allowed to walk in, do what they want. They're part of the EU. The second largest part of, they say in France, wherever, numbers on each city, if there's 400,000, 500,000 French people living in the UK, and probably in London, most of them. So, the problem is, again, colour, isn't it? If you look at the racism, it has to be to do with colour right now. They're always looking at the colour. They're looking at Asians, they're looking at blacks. That's what the race is.
Well, but I think Romanian people and Polish people that are over
here, they even
are getting victim of racism.
That's right, yeah.
And you might not notice by their colour. So it must be something else.
Yeah, no, I think, probably the white majority here, English, I think is now they're trying to push the English, like EDL, English Defence League, and it's funny, the guy who used to lead them, who's not their leader anymore, had Irish background.
Yeah, he did.
Not related.
Yeah, he's a hypocrite, but he's actually changed the tune a little bit now, and he's not...
Well, he's serving some sentence, Tommy Robinson. Well. He's serving a bit of a sentence for fraud, so it wasn't exactly your decent guy, leading people to change the policies of the government. So racism, you're right. The racism, obviously, even probably the Poles and even the Romanians are feeling it.
Yeah, I went to Belfast last week.
How was that?
It was great. I love going back.
Can you say Belfast in the Irish accent? Go on.
No, that's racist.
Come on, you can say it. Belfast.
Belfast. Very good to that very well. But while I was over there, one of the big stories in the news was Polish families being attacked. For being immigrants, for being Polish, for being outsiders, and yeah, that's sad news.
Wow, for a community that suffered racism themselves.
Well, it's racism. I mean, what's the difference between racism, sectarianism, ethnocentrism?
Yeah.
If people are being killed, that's the bottom line, isn't it? And that's why, when someone like, and this is I thought this was slightly hypocritical, but then again maybe it isn't, because a few years ago, Jermy Clarkson, who made a recent gaff in using the N-word. A few years back, he described Gordon Brown as a one-eyed Scottish something or other. And there was a bit of a hoo-ha about it, and then it went away. What if Gordon Brown was black, and Jeremy Clarkson called him a one-eyed black such and such a thing? Would that be worse or just as bad?
That's probably worse because I think it's how what you're saying is PC, isn't it? That's
Why
how they
is
would.
it worse if he's black than if he's Scottish?
No, I'm not saying. I think it's how the trend is that people would be seeing it. As Scottish, they'd be just saying he's just, he's not offending. He's just saying, he's just mentioning he's Scottish.
Okay, well maybe he's just mentioning that he's black.
Yeah, he probably is. But because the trend is use black, and because it's Jeremy Clarkson, you got to look at the character as well. Because if you look what Jeremy Clarkson has said, and then I think recently, I don't know if you're aware of that, is some radio DJ.
Yeah.
He actually got sacked by the BBC. I think, was it Radio 4? One of the.
Why was that for?
Well, he played a record from 1932, and they still had. And in them days,
Really?
yes, it is a racist tune. Some people have obviously changed that. They made a new record of that. They got rid of the N-word. Is the N-word, I think, was mentioned in that?
Yes, it was. And then they apologised and they offered him his job back, and he said no.
Yeah. I mean, that could have been just, a slip by him and didn't realise. Genuinely, I think. And that was harsh, I thought.
Yeah, I think that's very harsh.
Because I think if you were to sack him, then Jeremy should get the same thing. If you look at that. And it's the same organisation.
Well, I do have the recording of Jeremy Clarkson. If we're
Does it do a bleep? Does it a bleep?
I haven't heard it, to be honest.
Well,
It'd be
we'll
good. It'd be
hear
good.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you've heard it. So personally, what do you think?
Initially, having heard only what the press said, I thought, oh, bloody Jeremy Clarkson. I knew he was racist. I hate the guy even more now. And
What's he done to you?
I just find him arrogant.
Well, we pay for him to drive fast cars.
Yeah.
I find him arrogant.
Yeah. But having watched his account of what happened, I feel more sympathy for him.
Sympathy for Jeremy?
Yeah, you'll be
Why?
Oh, really? Okay, let's play it.
Well, it's towards the end of the record. I've got a few views I collected on racism as well. We can hear that if you wish, producer.
Well, let's hear what Jeremy had to say first before we go any further.
We can't do that, Soggy. We have to hear the others first.
we have to hear the views of the others first.
We have to go in race order.
Okay, let's go in that order.
White man last, for once.
Oi, turn that off. Turn it off. Turn that rubbish off. Yeah, go play that stuff in your own country. Sorry. This week I wanted to find out about racism, and this is what I found out. Yes. And where are you from originally?
Poland.
Alright. And has anyone ever been racist to you in the time that you've lived here?
No.
Never?
Never.
Do you think that Polish people get racism?
Yeah,
some people. A lot of.
I think so. It's about 80% are racist.
So why is no one racist to you?
It's a very difficult question. I don't know. I don't know why.
Maybe they're scared of you.
Maybe they try, but nobody speak with me in front of my face.
In Poland, is there a lot of racism?
A lot of. If you go there, if you are black or Chinese or something like this, if you go night on the street, it's very dangerous. I think so. You can be assaulted for somebody.
Was Poland always like that?
Always, yeah. I don't know why. Maybe.
Is it because there's not many people of different race in Poland?
Yeah.
They're just not.
Yeah. If you go to biggest city in Poland, you can find a lot of nationalities, but it's small city, it's very difficult to find somebody. So if you go to small city, if you go somewhere out at night, racism, I think so, it's about 85% Polish people, especially males.
Especially
guys.
Oh God, yeah, okay. Yeah. I guess it's just a cultural thing, I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. They still don't understand.
But do you think Polish people that come and live here, if they get racism against them over here, when they go back to Poland, will they be more open-minded?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Not everyone,
Yeah.
but maybe 10-20%.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They know how
But not everyone.
Yeah, true. Nice. Thank you very much for speaking to me.
You don't know why?
Why?
Because these guys from another nationalities take Polish girl. That's why they are jealous.
Jealous.
And they go Poland and
Wow.
maybe something like this.
Maybe jealousy is,
Yeah.
that could be the reason. Thanks, man. Well, I appreciate that, bro. What are some of your personal experiences with racism?
Personally, I have a mixed race family. Both my kids of Irish background
Okay.
and West Indian.
Okay. And is that a mix that works?
For me, but I'd say growing up from about the age of 14 in my community, it wasn't really accepted, but I persevered.
And what did your kids grow up feeling like they are Irish or West Indian or both, or do they get racism from both sides?
To be fair, I think with my kids, they are stereotyped black.
Okay.
But they have the best of both, and they're very aware of their background, their Caribbean background and Irish background.
Last question.
Sure.
Why do you think people are racist?
Racism, for me, is something that's implanted from childhood. I think it's down to parents. My family's well-rounded, and they know both cultures. So I think, it's definitely down to family and upbringing.
Simone, thank you very much.
Thank you, Julian.
Abdul, when did you come to this country?
2010.
And what country are you from originally?
Algerian.
Has anyone been racist to you in the 4 years that you've been here?
No. Yeah, everything.
Not at all? Any racism?
No.
Ever.
Are people in Algeria racist?
Some, yeah.
Against who?
They have some country.
In Algeria, who are the victims of racism?
The people is like you're not walking. The people that do the racism. Yeah. The people.
Are there people from other countries in Algeria? Have you got French people there, or black people there, or Jewish people there?
They have
multicultural.
Yeah, it's mixed. They have some people that come like Spanish people that come there.
How do they treat the Berber in your country?
Wasn't
like the Kabylie people?
Kabyl.
Yeah. Are they treated differently, or is it all the same?
Yeah, Kabyl is different. Like he want to talk different languages.
Do you like Kabyl people?
Yeah, I like Kabyl because this is the same country, you know.
Okay.
It's the same passport, same everything.
But is there racism between Kabyl and
them? They're racist with Algerian, but Algerian they like them because all Algerians Kabyl, you know.
Yeah, originally.
Originally.
Yo, what's up? It's Azad here. Listen, I'm shocked and appalled to hear about how brother Julian has been racialistically discriminated against. It's not cool to cuss people for their race or their ethnicity or their sexual position or anything like that. Yeah, it doesn't matter if someone is an N-word or a J-word or a P-word. That's P for Packy. It doesn't matter what colour you are or anything like that, man. I mean, I'm not black myself, but I give brother Julian my full support.
What really aggravates me about racists, beyond the obvious racism, is that racists give a bad name to other people who are ists. I'm not talking about sexists or ageists. What about cellists? Or pianists? Like, racists are giving them a bad name because they're associated with the ist. It's just not right. Okay, let's reclaim being an ist. Make it positive. I'm a cellist, I'm proud. I'm a pianist, I'm proud. I'm a saxophonist. Yes, a saxophonist. And I'm proud. Okay? That's what the goal should be.
In which I quoted the rhyme "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo." Now, of course, I was well aware that in the best-known version of this rhyme there is a racist expression that I was extremely keen to avoid. The full rushes show that I did 3 takes. In 2, I mumbled where the offensive word would normally occur, and in the 3rd, I replaced it altogether with the word teacher. Now, when I viewed this footage several weeks later, I realised that in one of the mumbled versions, if you listen very carefully with the sound turned right up, it did appear that I'd actually used the word I was trying to obscure. I was mortified by this, horrified. It is a word I loathe, and I did everything in my power to make sure that that version did not appear in the programme that was transmitted. In fact, I have here the note I sent at the time to the production office, and it says, I didn't use the N-word here, but I've just listened through my headphones and it sounds like I did. Is there another take that we could use? Please be assured I did everything in my power to not use that word, and that I'm sitting here begging your forgiveness for the fact that obviously my efforts weren't quite good enough.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. When he spills, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Eeny.
Yeah, that's Jermy Clarkson's version of events there.
If he's listening, I think he needs to ring up and apologise again.
Well,
he's part of the show, isn't he?
I mean, why would he want to mumble it when he knows that word's there? And then he's saying if you put it up loud, it actually sounds like you said it. You did say it.
Mm-hmm. He said it. He's making excuses.
Well,
poor excuse, indeed.
Wonder if the cameraman was black.
You wonder if the cameraman was black.
Yeah. How did they get out? Which one did they actually play live
Black
when they actually?
camera. I don't know. But this shows the generational thing. I had no idea that "eeny, meeny, miny, mo" originally had a racist word in it. I thought it was "eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger" or something. I had no idea that it was originally the N-word.
That's evil.
Really? I didn't know. I still didn't.
That's shocked. I'm shocked as well.
Exactly. So
wow. Okay.
He obviously knew that it did have a racist word in it, and you can tell he does kind of mumble it a little bit.
He mumbles it.
He mumbled it.
Caught,
he's aware that he shouldn't be saying it.
Basically, yeah.
If you are aware, use a different one. Don't
why say it?
I try to use the word teacher in the end. Oh, yeah.
Why?
Yeah, that's racist to teachers.
Why bring it up standard? Why say it?
Yeah, but
is he a closet racist? Is he only apologising because he don't want to, lose his job of driving fast cars and talking crap about them?
Obviously, but Channel 5 would just pull him up, then, wouldn't they?
Take it. This is the thing. I mean, racism. There's a broad spectrum of racism. There are your hardline, racist, white hood wearing type people, and then there are just old-fashioned, bigoted English people who probably don't have many friends of ethnic minorities and probably are a little bit xenophobic. He might fall into that category, and he's clever enough to want to disguise it. If you're a member of the BNP and you want Britain to be white and that's it, you're open about it. And you're not hiding anything. But he probably might have views that are questionable. I mean, if you speak to old people, you drop the N-word and talk about
Alf Garnett was classic.
He was brilliant.
Alf Garnett was making a pastiche of people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Because-
was making fun.
Yeah.
But there are real Afghanists.
No,
out
but
there.
that's my
Yeah,
point. There are Afghanists out there.
Yeah.
And it's not their fault. It's the way it is. It's the way, you know. Absolutely great character.
Yeah.
Oh.
We've got a caller on line 14.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Go for it. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. You're live on the Late Show.
Oh, hello. I think that's Julian I'm talking to. Pleasure to speak to you at last. I'd just like to enlighten you all as to the origins of the popular children's counting rhyme, Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo.
Can we get, I'm ready to hear the origins of Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo.
That's great. Thank you, Julian. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, will I be surprised?
I think you will be quite surprised, I'm afraid.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Well, we'll see about that. Actually, one of the earliest examples of the counting rhyme was taught to American school children as long ago as 1888, and there's actually a written version. If you'll let me, is there a facility to perhaps bleep the appropriate word out, or the inappropriate word? Maybe I should say.
I'll cough over it.
Mumble it.
Yeah, mumble it, caller. You'll be fine.
Okay,
you mumble
great.
it and I'll cough.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is from Bert Fitzgibbon's 1906 song entitled, unsurprisingly, Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo.
Who'd have guessed it?
And it goes like this. Are you ready?
We're ready.
And this is quite shocking, I'm afraid. Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, catcher by his toe. If he won't work, then let him go. Can you believe that?
I can't believe... If he won't work?
If he won't work, which I think is an allusion to the popular early American pastime of slavery.
That was a popular pastime. It was more than a pastime, it was a...
it was a way of life.
A way of life, exactly.
A way of life, Julian.
Yeah. Who's called? Who is this? It sounds like...
Sorry?
Is it Richard?
It's Richard, yes.
Hello,
Yeah,
Richard.
Richard.
I've recognised you from a different radio show a number of years back.
I think we've spoken
Quite a
before,
few
Julian.
years ago.
Yes.
Yes.
Quite
It's
a few
brilliant
years
to
back.
hear from you.
Great.
I really appreciate that,
Really?
shedding some light on the origins of it. So it goes back to the American 1800s.
But I believe so, yeah.
Do you like American things?
I love American things.
McDonald's.
Well, God, there's more to America than McDonald's.
Is there really?
Never mind, Soggy, there's more to it than that.
But
Really?
I
Burger
think
King.
America is one of our great examples of a true melting pot, I think, and that seems an appropriate subject with today's topic of racism.
America, the melting pot. Is it a shining example of why immigration does work?
I think sometimes, but it's also possibly produced some of the worst examples of racism in popular history or unpopular history,
Against the blacks, yes.
Yes, and the
Yes,
Native
indeed.
Americans.
And nowadays against the Muslims, as you'll be well aware.
Yeah, but they can't tell them between the Muslims and the Sikhs out there, can they? They see someone with a hat on and think he's a Muslim, they shoot him, and apologise to his Sikh family afterwards.
Well, yeah,
I mean, get an education and get a life first. The Americans, they don't even know who their own president is.
It's Barack Obama. I'm very sure of that.
You might know that, but 70% of the Americans know.
I mean, if
are
you
we
look
being
at-
racist to Americans now? If
No.
I said 70% of black people don't know something, I'd be in trouble.
Well, I think, Julian, this is a grey area, isn't it?
It's a grey area.
Well, I thought 70% Americans were Spanish.
We're talking about a nation of people, not a race here.
Well, that's a very good key difference, actually, Richard. Is it okay to talk about a nation of people, as in the nation state, and say, well, Americans like this and British people like that, rather than singling out a race? Why is that any different?
I've got an interesting point to add to that, Julian.
Let's hear another point.
Well, as a northerner myself,
Yeah.
I suffer from quite a lot of prejudice down in the south where I live, and I was wondering what you thought about that.
Well, is it banter, or is it more serious than that?
What northern part of the UK do you live at?
I hail from South Yorkshire.
South York. Well, they don't like What's the other one?
Lancashire.
Lancashire,
No,
there's a great rivalry there.
Is that boycott country, South Yorkshire?
Jeffrey Boycott.
Yeah.
I believe he was hailed from that sort of region. I'm
Barnsley
a cricket
lad,
fan
wasn't he?
myself.
Well, that's the thing. There's a fine line between local banter and sporting rivalry, and then racism.
I don't know anyone to like Northerners anyway, to be honest with you.
So excuse me, that's very upsetting.
Sorry, Richard.
No, I'm just chucking that in there. I tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, who likes Northerners?
Well, so I find
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I know everyone in here doesn't.
I like Northerners.
No, you don't.
My best mate's a Northerner.
No, he's not.
Rafa.
Well, gentlemen, in many ways, Julian is a Northerner.
That's right. I'm from further north than.
Yeah, but we didn't say we liked Julian, did we?
No.
Well,
they hate me, Richard.
Julian, I like you.
Thank you very much. I like you too.
Great.
I've got to cut you short there, Richard. Thanks for your call. It's appreciated.
Thanks
Just
for your
like getting
time.
loads of texts coming through.
Goodbye.
And I really
Great.
want to
Thank
go
you very
home
much.
as well. Richard,
Keep up the good
appreciate it.
work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure, mate, to hear your views. So, thank you. God bless Richard.
From the north there. Yeah, here is a difference. But
Julian, let me stop you there. Let me go through a couple of texts. This is a racist question, but why did you grow your beard, Julian? Is it because of fashion or the fact that you have lots of Muslim friends and therefore trying to integrate? Thanks.
Is that an anonymous text?
Yeah, not named left.
Yeah, that's a good one. Are you trying to
Regarding
integrate?
the beard, I think you've got to ask any man who shaves his beard why he shaved it off. To have a beard is the norm, and to shave it off is a decision to make. I hate to shave. I always kept a short beard, and one day I just left it, and it's been here ever since. You never know.
I don't understand how it's fine for a Pakistani to say the P word or the black people to say the N word. It's all over the TV, blasting on the radio and music, etc. I'm fed up with people taking things to extreme. Why do we live in a society full of drama queens? If Jeremy Clarkson was black, would he still have been racist? It's such an offensive word until it's said by the race it belongs to. Is it just political correctness gone mad?
Right. This is someone who doesn't understand, it seems.
Beat me to it.
Why it is hurtful for someone of a different ethnic group to use a term that was coined by people that wished to abuse that ethnic group, and the fact that some of that ethnic group have reclaimed it and used it between each other as a form of defence. Well, I think there is a difference. Or do we say no one should say the N word because of people like that?
Jeremy Clarkson is a celebrity, respected, and should know better. But in recent light, the big boy celebrities from the 80s are coming out and being charged for paedophilia and sex offences. I mean, what's that all about? I mean, these people. I mean, Jimmy Savile got away with it because he's dead. But these others, they're bringing out on their bloody.
And the BBC's guilty of it, probably.
BBC doesn't want to hide it, yeah.
And the police force.
Obviously, all covered up because
allegedly.
These people were big in their heydays. I mean, I see looking at Ringo Starr and people like Rolf Harris, and they had access to kids. They've done kiddies' children's show, for crying out loud.
Can you guess what it is yet? That's my Rolf Harris impression.
Okay.
Don't even go down that road with that one, mate.
When he was drawing a picture is when he used to say that.
Yeah, sicko.
Okay.
So
he was drawing a picture.
I mean, what's that all about? I mean, that's just
another subject, isn't it? I mean,
no, but these were celebrities. That's what I'm saying to you. I mean, Jeremy Clarkson's looked upon as a.
Is he? I don't think he's respected.
Don't you think?
I don't think.
You don't think? I mean, okay, his show, Top Gear, as a show, is that show not respected? I mean, every bloke I know.
What's the difference between being popular and being respected?
Yeah.
But he runs the show, doesn't he? How do you know people don't watch the show because of Jeremy Clarkson? Would the same 50 or whatever, 5 million people watch the show if Tom Harris or Dick Harris presented it. Jeremy Clarkson knows his stuff about cars, hence being given the head role.
How come there's no woman on there?
Say
The
again?
BBC should learn and, you know,
Well,
maybe...
Jeremy Clarkson, you wouldn't know what you'd do to a woman, would you? Come on.
Jeremy, if you're listening, I'm sure you can answer that one.
If only Jeremy Beadle was still alive. He's my
Is he
favourite.
dead?
Yep.
Yeah, he passed. a few
He
years
was a
ago.
much better Jeremy. As for Paxman, he's somewhere in the middle. And Jeremy Kyle, forget it. Who's your favourite Jeremy? Give us a call. 01189 660 982 382. Sorry.
I got-
Who is the greatest Jeremy of all time? And why are they all white?
Do you know any
I'm
Jeremy?
trying to think of Liverpool player.
Do you know any black Jeremys?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
If you're a black Jeremy, give us a call. We need to.
That's interesting. That's a very good one, that one.
Yeah.
Black Jeremy. His parents would have hated him. Or wanted him to be white. Give him that name.
Chav culture is responsible for kids using the N and the P word.
Chav culture.
Chav.
They're very
I
cultured.
thought.
the Chavs.
Does that mean Chelsea supporters?
I love Chav cuisine.
Is that
I
not
feel
Chav
you
for
could,
Chelsea? And Jeremy Clarkson
Chav
is a legend.
Sent from Jeremy Clarkson with her.
Sent from.
So, do you think he's a racist then? Jeremy, after he mumbled it.
He's a racist trying to not be.
No, I'll be honest with you. He is. If he's sitting there with his mate over a pint, you'll hear the most racist jokes going.
So he's racist.
Whether it's hating that racism, I don't know. Whether it's banter with him, I don't know. Only
Yeah, but
Jeremy
this
Clarkson.
day and age, why would you be doing that? Even if it's with your mates, where's that racism coming? If you're doing it amongst...
You know, doing the research of racism, you know, if you get 4 Pakistanis sitting around a table,
Yeah.
the most common subject would be of race and hating on other cultures. Same applies to
I thought they talk about curry.
four Pakistanis sitting over a curry, stroke 4 Indians sitting
racist.
over. No, it's not. It's stating a fact. 4 Indians sitting over a pint. The most common subject you talk about is race, and their hate would come out. They'll actually expose them. They'll feel comfortable exposing their race stroke hate to their own people, thinking, they can't judge me because we're all the same. Here, because you're white, he's black, and I'm pink. You know,
Then
we're
become PC.
We're careful of what we're saying. Because if us lot were here, we'd be talking right about this, Julian.
Well, I was listening to the show while I wasn't here.
It's, you know, off
What are
air,
we talking
off
about
air. Right. No, isn't it not the norm? I don't know.
Sorry. It's okay for you.
But no, I wouldn't say it from the heart. I wouldn't know what it is to be racist or to hate you because you're white. Or I don't understand that concept. I don't understand that concept. I got a lot of black friends. I would never disrespect them because of their colour.
But is it racist for you to criticise the Pakistani community in such a way and say, well, you know what, they're all a bunch of racists? Because if I said it, it would be different, wouldn't it? Is it okay for you as a member of that community to make a self-critical?
Yeah, because I've seen it with my own eyes.
Okay, what if I've seen it with my own eyes?
Well, you're white. Who's going to listen to you? This is it. That's what I'm saying. That's the answer, isn't it?
If I saw with my own eyes that a certain group of people were such and such, and I said it, would I be branded racist?
No, no one would believe you. Who would believe you?
Okay, so it comes down to the.
I saw Soggy Barber chatting racist against white people. Who's going to believe you?
Against who?
Well,
against white
maybe
people.
this caller will believe us. Who's on line
6?
7? Oh, 6, sorry. Hello, caller. You are live on the Late Show. Who's this?
Hey, is that brother Julian?
Brother Julian speaking.
What's up, brother? It's Azad.
Azad, it's lovely to hear from you, and I was much very happy to have your support there. We just listened to it.
Yeah, man, I heard. Yeah, my brother, I'm glad that it was all like a April Fool's thing and everything.
Yes.
And
You honestly thought we were like that, Azad?
Yeah.
Hey?
You what?
You honestly thought we were that bad, eh?
What do you mean?
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
you would think we would disrespect Julian that way?
As Azad said in his comment, I'm not black myself, but I give Brother Julian my full support.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly.
I have to level with you, Azad. I know we're only a radio show, and you can't tell, but I am actually white and not black. But would that change your opinion of me?
Well, but like half white or?
No, he's full white, unfortunately.
I'm half Irish, half Irish.
Like proper full.
Both my parents are
that's
white Caucasian,
that's
as am
cool
I.
as well, man. That's cool as well, man. You know, like opposites attract and everything. It's all good. That's like I'm not gonna say even better because that would imply that I think one is better than the other. Like it's even just as good. You know what I mean?
We're all equal. Is that right, Azad?
Exactly. We are all equal. Apart. No. We are.
Stop yourself.
No,
have you ever had a racist incident or witnessed
that's
one?
the thing I was going to say to you, right? At school once, there's a bit of a dilemma in my head when I'm thinking about it, okay? Because at school once, there was this kid, right? And we were having this little argument, and he goes, right, he shouts at me at the end, he's like, yeah, well, at least I'm not a P word.
Yeah.
Like you, he said to me, that's P for Paki, I'm allowed to say that, right?
Thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah,
you're allowed to say it as long as you're not...
Yeah, don't worry, we won't take offence. Crack on.
Yeah, because it's like because it was like a reference, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so he said that to me, and I looked at him, right, and I thought, hang on a minute, he's a bit chubby. So I said back to him, yeah, well, at least I'm not fat. And everyone started laughing at him, and I thought, yeah, now I'm winning because I called him fat. Now that's obviously like fat isn't a race, unless I don't know, maybe there's like somewhere on some island there's a race of like really fat people, but. I guess it's not really it's not racist, is it? But does that come under the same sort of thing? Like,
fattest, you're a fattest, mate.
You're a fattest.
It's a prejudice, isn't it? It's terminology, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm not the fattest though. He was fatter than me, so I can't be the fattest.
You're the thinnest.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I was the thinnest. There was one guy who's really skinny. We made fun of him as well, to be honest.
Skinniest.
We are doing a show on bullying soon, Azad. Maybe you can come in. But yeah.
Maybe I was going to talk about.
Bring your fat mate in and see if you got bullied.
Maybe just bring one of them. It's
but why would he use a P word on you? Did he think that you're having?
It must be a bit obvious. His name's Azad.
Because he's like a white guy, and I'm a bit more brown than he is. That's it, basically.
No, but he thought he'll offend you by using the P word, and obviously he rose above it by calling him a fatty, and he took, what would he be, fat or a packy?
Imagine being both.
That's me. Sorry, that's not good.
Soggy, will you fall into that category somewhere?
No, I am that category.
But you know what I mean? Like, if you're a bit fat, you can at least do some exercise.
You can diet, exactly. If you're ugly, you're ugly, ain't you?
The colour of your skin, you can't change it. Well,
and is that why it's more serious to call someone the P word than it is to criticise them for being fat?
I think maybe it is,
or even ginger hair. I mean, that's another one people bring up. And you can't change your hair colour without dyeing it or whatnot. And ginger people are discriminated against.
Yeah, but don't you hate ginger people?
Not in the same way. Is it okay to say that, Soggy?
Well, I'm just asking you a question. Is it not?
Why do you hate ginger?
I don't hate nothing. I love the world.
What, ginger used to beat you up? I remember.
Say again?
Do you hate gingers?
No, I'll just put it out there. I know people that do. They just use ginger as like a no-go thing, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, why would you?
That seems okay, but it's not okay to be racist.
But because to be fair, ginger nuts are my favourite biscuit.
Yeah, I like ginger nuts.
So I love them, and I like dark chocolate and white chocolate. So I've covered the whole range. Like when I'm eating stuff with my coffee and stuff. So.
You're an equal opportunity.
Black coffee,
biscuit,
exactly. Black coffee, white coffee, everything, man. That's why it doesn't matter.
What about Coffee Annan? He's black.
Oh, well. Oh, by the way, brother Julian, your interviews were sick, yeah? Yes. I liked your interviews a lot, but some of them, they're a bit hard to hear because of the... I don't know if you could put like subtitles or something next time, or...
We'll try and put subtitles on the radio. For you,
yeah, just look up in the sky, the Batman sign.
Maybe have someone like translating.
Where are you calling from, Azad?
I'm calling from South London, mate.
No, I was going to say
if he was dropping a bit of South London, wasn't he?
I thought if you were local, you'd come here. It'd be nice to have in the studio to have a few jokes and whatever. Not so.
If you're ever
around Reading, Reading. Do you know
Reading, yeah, Reading, man. Yeah, that's near. What is it? Near Cambridge, or is it?
That's right.
No,
that's right. See, people know where Reading is.
Reading's next to where the Queen lives, by Windsor.
Oh, is it? Do you see her a lot?
Say again?
Do you see her a lot?
I'm married to her.
In shopping centre.
But you mean the Queen of England now?
See a few queens in Reading.
Yeah.
Come down.
Oh, that queen.
You're welcome.
We're westbound on the M4, so if you ever driving past Heathrow, we're not far from Heathrow Airport, so you can fly in there. And
I haven't got a car, bruv. I'd take the tube everywhere.
I didn't realise cars flew, but yeah, okay.
No, you can on Back to the Future, innit? It's like, it flies.
You're welcome anytime.
Julian, thanks for your call, bro. I've got to cut you off. We've got to.
Julian's here.
You're
getting rid of him already.
Sorry,
you can cut me off as long as it's not because I'm a P word. Then that's fine. You cut me off.
Cut him off. Give him that pleasure.
Alright, take care, bro. Bye.
See you later.
Azad. There he goes. Polaroid collector.
Was that him? Was it?
Yeah,
It was, wasn't it?
I believe that's the same guy. Yeah.
Okay. Racism at its best there. The P word, the N word, and every other word. And everything else. And do you want to highlight that, Barbara, please? The world of the unseen. Let's highlight the things in the community that are happening.
World of the unseen. What is this? Another event by Community Projects in association with PCC. PCC being the P word, Pakistani Community Centre, and the lecture is called The World of the Unseen, and speaker is Raki Abu Munisa. This Sunday, 6 o'clock, 6 p.m, London Road. Free crash facility, all welcome, free entry, and be there.
From 5:30 for the kick-off at 6?
The time is, what is it, 6? Yeah, 6, yeah.
1800 right in front of your face.
Yeah,
there.
6.
The other thing that's happening, which is big at the moment, BA, you want to highlight your weightlifting, the strength challenge, please, young man? I see you're looking healthy. Are you competing? Is the first question.
No, I'm not competing, but
he hasn't got a job, that's why.
Yeah, I'm spending a lot of time burning energy that should be
Are you one of those
utilised.
mums that push their
Yeah, I'm one of those as well. I am actually one of them. I am one of them.
What are they called?
What? Stay-at-home dads.
Daddy day camp, you'll be doing something.
Yeah, I mean, you might see me around town, especially around afternoons, pushing a pram with about 6 kids attached to it. I know, I've only got 2. Okay, let's get to the point. Yeah, inshallah, June the 1st, Reading will have its first ever annual strength challenge. And basically what that means is that individuals from all over Reading have been invited and we've got 23 participants at the moment, and the lifts that they will be doing will be bench press, deadlift and squat. So and all lifts will be one rep max, so it's pretty much a powerlifting competition. You know, how do you apply? Well, basically, you can pick up registration forms from myself. If you know where to find me, you can pick it up from me. I'm everywhere. You can also go to Express Fitness Gym in Whitley. You can pick up applications there. And also the old Mecca Gym, which is now being called Zoo Gym. You can pick up there. But registration closing date is this Sunday, so you've only got a few days left because from the 18th of this month, we'll be making preparations for trophies and medals and all the other, bits that need to come along with the organising of the event. So everyone's welcome to watch. It's free. Inshallah.
Is the sponsorship still open?
Yeah, if anyone interested in sponsoring, you're more than welcome. We will definitely highlight your business on the day, and it's a great opportunity to be part of a community event that's never been done before. It's integrated. And we're hoping for an excellent turnout. The forecast is good for that day, so inshallah, just keep an eye out for that.
Come support your boy.
Come and support your boys. Those of you who already know who's entered, I'm sure, there's a lot of enthusiasts out there, so you're more than welcome. And it's exciting times. So that's what I can say.
And there's wide community.
It's wider community. That's right. I mean, we've got people from all over.
It's not an Asian thing, or
that's right. It's not a Pakistani. It's not a Muslim thing. It's not an Asian thing. Everyone's welcome, and we have participants from all over. So just to show that we aren't racist.
Diversity.
We are a diverse community. Thank you, Chachi. Anything that you want to add, Julian?
That's it, Soggy. It's great to be back. Sorry, back. It's great to be back. Damn it. Yeah, missed you guys.
Very clever. Very
All
clever
is forgiven.
words. Church.
Thank you, boys. Inshallah, I'll see you lot next year again then. I'll get an invite once a year.
Where do you disappear to is the question. I know you're a busy man, hence most of us here. But, you know, it'd be nice to have you here every week if possible. The other one, Paulie Bloomfield or Broomfield, whatever you call yourself. Where the hell have you disappeared to, bruh? It'd be nice to have you here and there. Would have been ideal if you had you in the show tonight, you know. You experienced life on both sides of the fence as a
Both sides of the street.
white person and a Pakistani person.
I was with him the other day, actually.
Were you?
I had a little job with it for him. You know, because he's a handyman, painter. But he's busy. I think he's working in London.
He's always in and about,
Yeah, so gets back late.
And another thing, if there's inspiring footballers out there that would like to play Sunday League football, Iman FC needs you. More crucially, I need you.
Have you what? You got a new team, Soggy? Or are you still recruiting for Iman FC?
No, Iman FC are going into...
I thought they'd done a Tim Sherwood on you.
They're going into the... I'm being moved upstairs. They're going to... They're moving into the Saturday League football. Application form, inshallah, has gone in. So if you get accepted, the brothers will be playing in the Saturday League because there's a pyramid to get into non-league. It's more fashionable, it's more competitive, and more.
So you're still keeping the Sunday Iman B team, or you changing?
I would like to. I would really like to.
Just create a new team.
Need players, bro.
I'm here.
Iman's still there.
Me and Shviga here. Oh, boys, I'm telling you.
I don't have a problem with that one little bit, but you got to get your lazy backsides out of bed and come.
As long as Mushi ain't my coach. I've heard his inspirational talks. Sorry, Mushi, if you're listening.
Mushi, no, I mean, the only thing he's good for, if he had two wheels, he could be a proper coach and carry people to games. But no, on a
serious note.
On a realism, yeah, inshallah, if anyone's out there want to play Sunday League football, the opportunity's there. All you have to do is turn up, basically. The finances are there, the kit's there. And, you know,
but will it be called Iman FC, or are you looking for another team?
No, it's Iman FC.
Saturday and Sunday League.
FC Iman and Iman FC.
Excuse me?
FC United, he's trying
FC Iman. FC Iman, inshallah, for Saturdays, and Iman FC Sunday mornings as they are.
So,
I think change the name, I'll play for you.
So you basically just turned the FC around?
I want Junction Posse United out.
No,
I'll recruit for you.
The name of the brothers decided is a very good name for.
Can you just say you got sacked?
Who?
Did you get sacked?
How could I get sacked?
Because they're going Saturday and they don't want you on Saturday League.
Who? I haven't got time. Where do I get time?
Yeah, I
but
agree.
I'm still behind the drive, so to speak.
You've basically gone from manager to cheerleader.
Basically, yeah, because I haven't got time to manage on a Saturday afternoon. Hence, I don't want to promise time which I don't have. Anything else?
What qualities do the players need to get into the Saturday team then? Is it going to be the same format as you've been having for the last how many years?
There is no format. If you can play football, if you think you're good enough, you play. Simple. There's no bias against anything.
But where did you finish this year in the league, in the Sunday one?
We had a poor season, to be honest. Avoided relegation, but out the. Well, what happened? Let me put this in perspective. Out the 20 games, we drew 6. Out 20, we drew. What's it? We drew 6.
How many did you win? That's easier.
Say it.
How many did you win?
4.
4.
And the ones we lost was
10.
we lost 10, but it was no more than 2 or 3 goals. And we never had the same team twice the whole season. And when we did, you know, when you come down to watching the Woodley boys thumped us 5.
They thumped you, man.
Yeah, but when we had a team against them, we played in Palmer Park. They won with a last-minute goal, 2-1. No, but it's having the same team, isn't it? And the understanding. But when we had our team,
and they think they're ready for Saturday.
Yeah, will these Sunday
which is
players qualify for the Saturday team? I mean, obviously the Saturday team is supposed to be better, right?
Saturday, it's better, but you start at the bottom tier. You start in Division 4. And then you work your way up. We as Sutton Exiles stormed it. hence Whopper being the coach.
Did you ever do the FA Cup? Or did you dismiss? You get a chance, don't you?
Yeah, once you're in the senior, then you'll start preliminary FA Cup.
Yeah, but I think Iman FC, after a while I saw that game, they need to eliminate the old boys and they need a leader. They had no leader. There's no leader on the pitch.
The only way elimination comes into the process is if you have people wanting to play.
You're listening to the Late Show on 1FM.
It's definitely the Late Show.
It's the haters of turned up.
It's the haters. We love it.
I don't know why they hate on Iman FC, but my shout out to any inspiring footballers I want to play Saturday, Sunday. It's just a shout out to you. I'm getting funny looks. This has been the Late Show, 95.6 FM. Please tune into next week. We have a heavyweight previously been in the studio live, but he's bringing his posse in. But if you are sadly, we highlight it during the week, inshallah. So every brother's here, more than welcome. Come to the studio again next week. The subject will be
to be continued.
Dun, 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 dun.
We'll do it all again next week, same time, same place.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.